developing, and therefore, while the choice of profession may be made as early as 24, it remains open for 6 years longer. A question which had a dozen times before been on my lips now found utterance, a question which touched upon what, in my time, had been regarded the most vital difficulty in the way of any final settlement of the industrial problem. "It is an extraordinary thing," I said, "that you should not yet have said a word about the method of adjusting wages. Since the nation is the sole employer, the government must fix the rate of wages and determine just how much everybody shall earn, from the doctors to the diggers. All I can say is that this plan would never have worked with us, and I don't see how it can now, unless human nature has changed. In my day, nobody was satisfied with his wages or salary. Even if he felt he received enough, he was sure his neighbor had too much, which was as bad. If the universal discontent on this subject, instead of being dissipated in curses and strikes directed against innumerable employers, could have been concentrated upon one, and that the government, the strongest ever devised would not have seen 2 pay-days." Dr. Leete laughed heartily. Very true," he said. "A general strike would most probably have followed the first pay-day, and a strike directed against the government is a revolution." "How, then, do you avoid a revolution every pay-day?" I demanded. "Has some prodigious philosopher devised a new system of calculus satisfactory to all for determining the exact and comparative value of all sorts of service, whether by brawn or brain, by hand or voice, by ear or eye? Or has human nature itself changed, so that no man looks upon his own things, but every man on the things of his neighbor? One or the other of these events must be the explanation." "Neither one nor the other, however, is," was my host's laughing response. "And now, Mr. West," he continued, "you must remember that you are my patient as well as my guest, and permit me to prescribe sleep for you before we have any more conversation. It is after 3 o'clock." "The prescription is, no doubt, a wise one," I said. "I only hope it can be filled." "I will see to that," the doctor replied, and he did, for he gave me a wine-glass of something or other, which sent me to sleep as soon as my head touched the pillow. Chapter 8